Sam Darnold signs with the Seattle Seahawks. Signs a multi-year deal. He's getting paid big bread to be the Seahawks' new starting quarterback. We pitched this on Sunday for him to take over in Seattle. The minute that job opened up, two things needed to happen. One, if Seattle didn't get Sam Darnold, they were screwed because there were no good options. They were not in a draftable range. All of that good stuff. On the other side of this, it opened the best available option for Sam Darnold because there weren't really any good quality situations for him to step into. Situations with a good defense. Situations with a team that has a lot of draft capital to build around him. Him in Seattle, to me, feels like the best move out of all this. And forget, before you go on your whole tirade about why you think he should have stuck in Minnesota. That's not important. Him being in Seattle is important because they get a 27-year-old QB. They get him for multiple years. They have the opportunity to possibly sign him to an extension after the fact. And they have some quality youth across this roster.
It is baffling. It's a shocking decision for me because Seattle is investing so much capital into a guy that's done it 1 year in one destination throughout his career.
Okay. So are you doing a bit?
I'm not
are
doing
you
a bit.
Screwing with me with
No,
this?
Seattle's in trouble. Seattle is not in a good spot.
Why do you do this bit? But then you spend the whole day arguing with me about why the Vikings should have kept Sam Darnold.
Because
why are you
they
willing to
should've.
commit to Sam Darnold?
Because they should have. Because it was working, Joe. Because it was something that was fixed. It wasn't broken, and then they fixed it. So that's why I'm
off
upset.
the roof. I'm gonna go jump off the roof.
That's your choice. If you feel like doing that, I'll try to entertain the viewers. But Seattle,
you wouldn't show them me jumping off the roof.
I think we get flagged for that.
Not if I make it.
You know what? If our internet, actually, we'd have to take the stairs. I think the internet would hold up better there for the mobile setup. No, elevator, we'd get cut off and we'd lose the audience before the big event.
Right.
And then I'm just posting to the account on Twitter, Hack City Pod on X. Go ahead, follow it there. But yeah, then it's just going to get a much better.
Right.
Yeah, but no, Seattle is going to be so mediocre this year that they'll be like an Indianapolis Colts level afterthought in the NFL grand scheme of things. Will Sam Darnold make a couple big throws that are wowing? Sure, Sam Darnold has that capability. But where else has he done it outside of Minnesota? He may be a one-trick pony, a very good trick. And if I have a pony that does a very good trick, I want him to keep doing it for me, and I'm not going to just go shelling him off to other places.
This is why I want to put my head through the drywall.
Sure.
Because you and I literally the whole day, it was annoying. I was trying, I couldn't get things done, and you were inciting Ryan to then also. Actually, Ryan was the one who started the whole thing. But here's Ryan. Great, he's in here today. You went on this whole back and forth with me. You and Ryan Roberts both went on this back and forth about why Minnesota should have kept Sam Darnold, and it was defending of like Sam Darnold made so much sense to stay with Minnesota. You don't know what you get out of JJ McCarthy. They shouldn't have let him walk and all that stuff. The minute that he goes to Seattle, he's suddenly like a piece of shit and he's awful and he's like, oh, he's only done it 1 year. That was my literal argument why Minnesota shouldn't have spent $45 million on him. Seattle's situation is different than Minnesota's. Minnesota's situation is that they already drafted and spent an early draft pick on a quarterback. To have the advantage of the cheap deal to build the roster around him is far better than spending $45 million on Sam Darnold when you already have that young option. Seattle doesn't have the young option. They don't have the option to trade up.
What are you talking about?
Sam Howell, go screw yourself.
He'll be as good as J.J. McCarthy this year if they were to play. It's going to look a lot like
insane.
Howell. He'll look a lot like a big arm, a couple of intangibles.
He's not as mobile, and also
Sam Howell's
very worse decision maker. Sam Howell's an awful decision maker.
They're both bad decision makers. They both have legs. They both have big arms. All right, he's kind of teetering that Howell line.
He threw a disgusting amount of interceptions for the Commanders that year, where for like a little bit it was like, oh, look at this, and then it was like, oh,
I think he had the highest pressure rate of any quarterback in the league that year. I'm sure rookie quarterback Sam Howell getting thrown to the Wolves in the NFC East. I'm sure that was easy.
I can't believe that you're sitting here trying to convince me that you don't think that Seattle won't get a great production, great success out of Sam Darnold. First of all, a big reason why Clint Kubiak ends up reuniting with Darnold when he was with the 49ers. He was the passing game coordinator there. Mm-hmm. It's already a positive. The scheme is a fit. It's a very similar scheme that's going to be run for what Kevin O'Connell was running in Minnesota. You now have this chance with 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks to draft offensive linemen, to draft receivers, to just keep adding stuff around him to build that quality roster. Why wouldn't this be a great deal? And why this is the best option that they had?
Yeah, that might be true, that it was the best option that they had. But we just have always had a philosophical difference when it comes to team building. I am 1 in the hand over 2 in the bush, and I believe that you are vice versa. You could make exceptions, but for the most part, we are completely opposite when it comes to this. When I see a known product and commodity in the NFL, which is so hard to achieve and acquire, a passing season like Sam Darnold had this past year, why would I forego that for unknown risk? No matter the money, you have to pay a quarterback in this league at some point if you want to win more than 1 Super Bowl with said quarterback.
Okay.
So you're already going to be investing in a quarterback. You might as well do it if he did something for you. I also believe on your side of things, you always have to be swinging in the lottery. So if you're a quarterback needy team, always draft a quarterback no matter what round. Just draft a guy that you like, stay in the lottery, maybe he pans out. So I get the 2 in the bush side of things.
Sure.
But the Sam Darnold pattern shows one place of success, and that is Minnesota. And that is not a risk I'm willing to take on for a possible Sam Darnold tankathon season.
Again, there's a contradiction there. I don't want to keep talking about Minnesota, though. We keep doing this. The minute that Sam Darnold has said, we keep talking about Minnesota. The question I'm asking you, though, what was their other option? What were they going to go do? Was Daniel Jones going to come in?
He got signed, shockingly.
We'll get to that.
Everybody's getting signed.
Justin Fields, I don't think would have worked because he's less proven than Sam Darnold is.
Take a flyer out on Jameis. Why is Jameis rat poison?
You would rather have Jameis Winston over Sam Darnold.
I'm not saying that, but what's their other options is what the question you asked me. Why does nobody take a flyer on Jameis? Because he's another option.
He's been awful. He's had multiple opportunities.
I'd say he's had more good seasons than Sam Darnold has in his career. More good games, even.
No.
Oh, I think you'd be shocked. He's Tampa Bay's all-time leading passer.
Okay, let me reframe what you just said. Sam Darnold's peak, his best season, which was a great season, is better than anything that Jameis Winston has done. Jameis Winston has not had a 14-3 season with the touchdown interception ratio that he had.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the only good move, and they managed to pull out the only good move. I think that there were so many teams that were unbelievably desperate to have gotten Sam Darnold, and they were the team that swung and got him.
Yeah,
that's why this is the best move.
They're desperate. It was fine, but he's going to go and throw to JSN. You say they have to draft offensive linemen. Well, they also have to draft wide receivers. They also have to draft another tight end.
That's fair.
They have to fill out an offense, whereas no, Seattle has to fill out an offense. They have a lot of steps that they have to acquire to meet the standards of success for Sam Darnold from what we've seen on a previous team this past year, staying away from that M word. But they're going to have to match what that other team did in order to hope to get the same amount of success, because we've seen Sam Darnold left on an island in New York, bad. We've seen Sam Darnold shoved off in Carolina, shoved to San Francisco, shoved to Minnesota. It works there, and now acquired then by Seattle. One destination works. Seattle's going to have to try their hardest to replicate it. They're probably in the second best situation, honestly, that Sam Darnold has been. Well, third best after San Francisco, but that wasn't going to work with Purdy. So with all his other options, it's the second best chance for success, but I still see a large gap in actual competency surrounding Darnold.
I think Darnold's going to be fine. I think that when you're in that spot where you're picking at pick 18 and you're out of the running to draft a quarterback, and there's only really... This is one of the few times where there's an actual free agent quarterback who had a good starting season under their belt. Usually it's some sort of a cast-off that something bad happened and they had to move on. There were no real big trade candidates out there as well.